Good morning. This is a special day to say thank you to God. And I'm thankful to be here with you. I know that already you're getting ready to hear a story with some good news. I'd like you to be sitting and even put your hands together and get yourself quiet on the inside. Let me greet you. The Lord be with you. And you say, and also with you. There's one more thing we need to do to get ready for the story. We're going to sing, Be Still and Know. And you remember, it's be still and know that I am God. Abram and Sarai left their home in Haran, and they went to a new place. But they never forgot that God had promised to show them the way, and that God would bless them and make them a blessing. When they came to their new place in Canaan, God reminded them that He had promised to give them as many children as grains of sand in the desert. And they were still waiting. And they had waited a long time. So now they were very old. Sarah was about 90 and Abram was about 100. And they had lost hope, even though God had promised them. One day, God spoke to them, though, and said, I'm going to change your names. Your name is now going to be Abraham, and your name is Sarah. One day, 3 men appeared near the trees of Mamre. And Abraham looked at them and said, It's getting late. Come and stay with us for the night. I'll prepare a meal for you. And one of them said, You know, in a year, your wife is going to have a baby. Sarah, who was sort of hiding behind the tent, she started to laugh. That was silly. How could a woman her age have a baby? And then the Lord spoke to Abram and said, Why is Sarah laughing? Doesn't she know that all things are possible with God? And it did happen. A year later, Sarah and Abraham had a baby boy, and they called him Isaac. And Isaac means laughter. So God did what he had promised, and he blessed them with a child, and actually many children after. Now, I wonder what it's like to have to wait for years after you've been promised something. I wonder if anybody's ever promised you something and you had to wait. I wonder too, what kind of promises God has made to you and me. Are there some we're still waiting for? Or what kind of promises we make God? Have you ever made a promise to God? I wonder what kind of promises God would like to hear us make to Him and to each other. And I wonder who this baby Isaac is going to grow up to be. I wonder. You watch me put the story away. Now it's time to read the story in the Bible. Let me light the Christ candle to remind us that God is with us. Always. But especially when we read in the Bible. And today's story is found in the book of Genesis, chapter 21, and I'm going to read verse 1 to 7. The Lord blessed Sarah just like he promised, and she became pregnant and bore a son to Abraham when he was old. The boy was born at the time God had said he would be born, and they named him Isaac. And when Isaac was 8 days old, they blessed him and thanked God in a special way. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born, and Sarah was about 90. Sarah said, God has brought me joy and laughter, and everyone who hears about it will laugh with me. Well, we can be happy for Sarah, but today we can be happy for many other things too. Let's take some time in prayer to tell God what we're happy about. We can take turns saying something out loud with whoever you're watching the story and being a part of this reading with. So let's close our eyes and talk to God. God, this is a happy day. A happy day for families. And there are many things that make us happy. Hear us as we name some of them to you. But God, we also are sad about some things, and we know people that are sad. Hear us as we tell you why we're sad, or give you the names of people that we know that are sad. God, I pray for each person sharing this time with me and listening to the story of Abram and Sarah and Isaac. I pray that you might bless them and remind them that you love them and you will show them the way. Let's close our time in prayer, saying together the prayer that Jesus taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Now it's time to change the light so that it can go with you in your homes, at school, work, wherever you are. There's just one more thing we need to do to bless one another. We'll sing Go Now in Peace. And let me remind you, this is Go Now in Peace. Go now in peace. May the love of God surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.